Welcome back to Closing Arguments. I'm Michael Ayala in tonight for Vinnie Politan. And tonight we have new details in the tragic death of Naomi Irion. Police have revealed what they believe to be the cause of death. And more on that in a minute. But first, Vinnie Politan gets us caught up on the case.
On March 12, 2022, at approximately 0509 hours, Naomi parks at the Fernley Walmart. At 0524 hours, the suspect approaches Naomi's vehicle. And at 0525 hours, Naomi's vehicle leaves the Walmart parking lot with the suspect driving the vehicle.
10 days after she went missing, the Lyon County, Nevada Sheriff's Office told the public about 18-year-old Naomi Irion. She had been abducted from a Walmart parking lot. She was last seen on surveillance video at a convenience store before taking her car to the Fernley Walmart, where she parked to catch a bus to go to work at Panasonic. Police released this surveillance video of the man they believe kidnapped Naomi. They say the man pushed Naomi into the passenger seat of her car and then took off. That car was located 3 days later at a paint plant near the Walmart where she was abducted. But there were no signs of Naomi.
We need news. We need to find her.
Naomi's family was desperately awaiting a break in the case, which came on March 25th. Just days after police released this image of a pickup truck they believed had a direct connection to Naomi's whereabouts. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office announced in a press release that they had arrested 41-year-old Troy Driver and were holding him on charges of kidnapping. It was news that Naomi's mother, Diana, says was met with a mixture of emotions.
I'm jubilant and terrified. I'm jubilant because they caught someone and have a truck that matches the description, but I'm terrified it's not the right one.
Not only was she afraid police may have arrested the wrong guy, but there was still no information on where Naomi might be.
You must give up my daughter's location. Please give my daughter back to me. Please.
Unfortunately, Naomi would not be returned safely to her mother. The Lyon County Sheriff's Office announced on March 30th a tip had led them to a possible gravesite where they found remains that they have now confirmed to be Naomi Irion. Driver is currently being held in the Lyon County Jail on a $750,000 bond.
Troy Driver is now facing 5 criminal charges in the state of Nevada, and these include first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon, kidnapping in the first degree, robbery, burglary of a motor vehicle, destroying evidence on the count of first-degree murder, and the complaint included new information, including how Naomi died. And it reads, the defendant did kill Naomi Irion with a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, by shooting her on the kidnapping charge. The document states the defendant did abduct Naomi Irion and did hold or detain her and did carry her away to the location in northern Churchill County, Nevada, for the purpose of committing sexual assault and or for the purpose of killing her. And it also revealed that Driver buried her body and destroyed her cell phone. All right, let's bring in tonight's guest. Joining me in Palm Springs, California, retired FBI special agent and producer on Indivisible, Healing Hate, streaming on Paramount Plus, Bobby Chacon. In Chicago, Illinois, private investigator Erica Morse. And also joining us in Reno, Nevada, a special guest, Naomi's mother. Diana is with us and joining us. I believe she's on the phone. Oh, no, she's not. She's actually on there. Diana, thank you so much for being with us tonight. First and foremost, the condolences from everyone here at Court TV. Certainly, it cannot be easy for you, so we really appreciate you coming on. And I guess what everyone wants to know is how are you doing? How are you holding up?
Good evening, and thank you for having me on tonight. Thank you for your condolences. I'm doing as well as you might have expected. Yesterday was a very bad day because we found out the manner of her death and what that monster did to her. And I did not take it well at all. So it made me physically ill for most of the day.
You know, we do what we do here on Court TV to help bring closure to families like you. And you know, it's never easy. But I wonder if on some level, it's better knowing rather than not knowing. Do you have some sense of, with all that you're feeling, is at least you now know, and there maybe can be some closure? And that's a question.
Yes, I think it is better to know the answer to what happened to my daughter than spending the rest of my life wondering where she was, what could have happened to her. This way we can take her home and bury her next to her brother, and they'll be together. And it's better for our family to have this opportunity to say goodbye.
I'm so happy. I'm glad that you're able to get something positive out of this. I also understand there are a number of memorials have sprung up in various places. Are you connected with those in any way? Do you know anything about those?
No. The ones I'm connected with are this Sunday here in Fernley, Nevada, the out-of-town park. We're having a celebration of life from 5 to 7. And then on Tuesday, we're taking her home to Houston, Texas, to have a formal funeral and burial. All
right. Now, Diana, I know during the investigation, there was some suggestion that there was a little bit of pushback from police. Maybe the relationship wasn't that well. Now that there is an arrest and the charges are settling in, is there a relationship with police? Have they talked to you? Are you talking to them at all?
Yeah, we're in communication almost daily. You know, whatever happened in the beginning is irrelevant now because it was too late anyway. And I'm not going to worry about that too much. I just want to take my daughter home. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any hopes at all for this case? I won't even mention the gentleman's name, and I shouldn't even use the word gentleman, but the person who is being charged with these crimes. Obviously, do you have any hopes for that case and how that moves forward? Are you planning to keep tabs on that?
Yeah, I will be in South Africa, so I will be zooming into any hearings or things like that, but I'm not too sure that I'm going to partake of the trial itself unless I have a subpoena for testimony, because to be frankly honest, I don't want to hear the details of what that monster did to my baby.
You know, let me bring in my investigators here. Stand by, Diana, Bobby Chacon, Erica Morse. Bobby, I want to begin with you because while this person has been caught and charges have been levied, clearly this investigation isn't over. There's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, sure, but it's a different phase of the investigation. Now it's a matter of working with the prosecutor's office and putting up on the board what we can show to a jury, what we're going to tell the jury through physical evidence, through forensic reports, and through witnesses, you know, that put in surveillance videos and things like that. You have to meet all the elements of the crimes that have been charged. I'm confident that they have that, or they wouldn't have filed those charges. So it's kind of a different phase of the investigation, and the mindset is a little different. Now it's all about, you know, how we're going to show this to a jury, what we're going to tell the jury, and how we're going to secure those convictions. I'm confident that they have enough. This gentleman was in custody, this man was in custody, you know, before on different charges, and then they upgraded the charges. So I'm sure as they moved along and were getting evidence, everything was pointing to the right person that they have now, and I'm confident that they'll get a conviction.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope they have the right guy and they're able to get this conviction. Erica, when I look at these kinds of cases, they scare me, you know, this type of crime. And I'm wondering, I don't even know if you can answer this. It's just a question that I have regarding, you know, someone who would commit this type of crime. My understanding is that, you know, I think he targeted her. I'm not sure exactly what that means. He was very calculated in some of his cleanup acts after. What type of person commits this type of act?
Hi, Michael and Mom. Before I even answer that, I just have to give you my condolences and want to get back with you in just a second. the answer is a predator, just plain and simple. This wasn't a case where we as investigators on the outside had to build a profile, because law enforcement did such an amazing job solving this case and solving this case quickly. But the simple answer is a predator, somebody calculated, somebody who probably did this on a premeditated level, was very and extremely calculated and careful afterwards by removing the tires and destroying the cell phone. A lot of thought went into this. So this is someone who probably has done this before and would have done this again. Then let me shift to Mom. Diana, I want to go on something you just said, which is you not attending the trial. And you need to do what is ever in your best interest for self-preservation, because your job is done. That was out there being Naomi's voice while she was missing, and making sure that the family was there to represent how much she was loved and how much she was needed to be brought home. So now it is time to let the prosecutors and law enforcement wrap this up, do what they need to do, and you preserve your mental health and your sanity. A lot of parents don't want to hear these details, and you don't owe it to anyone to go and sit there and listen to them. So I'm very proud of you for making that very difficult decision, because not everyone understands that, and you owe that to no one.
You know, I want to second that. I don't know, Diana, do you want to respond? But I definitely want to second that. You know, the courage to understand you didn't need permission to do what you need to do for yourself. I want you to tell us a little bit about Naomi. We haven't done that yet. Tell us a little bit about her, if you're able.
Naomi was a bright, shining star of compassion and generosity and empathy. She gave without thought for her own self of both her finances and her time and her effort. She loved fiercely and intensely. She fought for people to have justice and equality, no matter what their sexual orientation, gender, race, ethnic background, class, poverty, rich. It didn't matter to her. If she saw an injustice, she stood up and she said something. That's the kind of person that she was. She loved everyone and she just wanted to help people. And this monster put out a bright, shining star of this world. And the world is a darker place without her in it.
The world certainly lost a bright, shining light. Bobby Chacon, one last question for you. Mom has made her decision in terms of her involvement. Is there any other role for the family to play in this? Family who are here may want to be involved. What role might they have going forward?
Well, there's probably a witness agency that can handle things for them and advise them on the different steps of what's happening in the trial. And then if there's a conviction, there'll be a sentencing phase. If they want to speak to the judge at sentencing, they can do that. They don't have to, certainly, but they certainly will have that opportunity. So I would say interface with those people that are responsible for keeping you up to date. You don't have to do anything. They do all the work for you. You can be as advised and updated as much or as little as you want. And they will take you through the steps of what's happening. And then they will tell you at the sentencing phase, if you would like to present a statement to the court, you'll certainly be entitled to do that. And so I would say avail yourselves of those services so that you can participate as little or as much as you want. And there are people that are trained to show you that process. And I think that there's some comfort that you don't have to do a whole lot of the work. They'll do it for you. And again, as much or as little as you want to be involved, you can be and you should be, according to however you feel.
Mom, I want to give you the last word. We have a couple of seconds left. Anything you want to leave us with?
Naomi was such an incredible person that the Foreign Service Youth Foundation has decided to make their first youth scholarship in her name. We are incredibly honored, and it's not going to be an academic-based scholarship. It's going to be a scholarship based upon compassion, caring, and service. And it's going to do incredible honor to Naomi and keep her memory alive.
What a wonderful way to honor her memory. That is really wonderful. Diana Irion, thank you so much for taking out the time. I know this is a very difficult time for you and being on our show. Truly, truly appreciate it. You have a nice night. On behalf of all of us here at Court TV, again, we're sorry for your loss.